This power bank right here charges up to 6 devices at once, and it's the most powerful one I've ever tested. This is the UZE Bold. It has 265 watts of output and a whopping 27,000 milliamps within. Stick around as we take a closer look at this device and see how well it works and how much it can power up all my devices with the 27,000 milliamps. Hi everyone, welcome to InsideWire. My name's Monty. You may have had times where you don't have enough ports, or in the way we live today, you have too many devices. I have a MacBook Pro, an iPad, an iPhone, AirPods, and my Apple Watch. That's 5 devices alone. Well, this device right here charges up to 6 at once. Here is a closer look at the device. You can see the use and a power button just here, so we can press that. And at the front we have an LCD monitor. At the top it shows the battery percentages, and if I quickly flip round to the front I'll show you. You have 4 different ports. You have C1, C2, both of these are 100 watt ports, and you have 2 22.5 watt ports, which is a total of up here, which is 245. And then we have 2 ports actually on the front of this, which looks a bit weird, but actually is a really good design and very helpful. We have this right here, which can sit an Apple Watch on, so we'll pop that on here. We'll give that a test shortly. And we have a wireless phone charger as well. So both of these really handy and really cool features. The watch charger itself only charges at 5 watts, and this wireless charger is 15 watts. So all in all, total, there is 265 watts of power output. Now, there's a couple of things I want to highlight. That this only offers power delivery 3.0, so it's not the latest and greatest, but it gives you 100 watts out max, which is what you're going to get out of each of those ports anyway. So there's no more than 100 watts for that. Also, in the last video that I did another power bank, there was loads of people asking, are these airline safe? This model right here is airline safe. It falls within the 100 watt hours that most airlines use, so you can go ahead and take this with you on flight, on your carry-on, with no worries at all. So up next, let's go ahead and give this a test. Let's plug some devices in. Let's see how it works. I'm going to get this charged up to 100% first, but don't worry, I am going to do another test later, which we recharge it from when it's completely flat. Just before we go any further, this is probably a good point for me to tell you, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed yet, do hit the subscribe button, do like and comment as well, as it does help with the algorithm. And if you do want to buy this, the links are down in the description below. Also, they're linked to my Amazon affiliate, so I do make a very small percentage on it. But I do want to thank you if you do use it, because it helps me bring you more videos like this. A couple of things I want to add that don't actually come with the power bank itself. You can actually buy yourself a 100 watt gang charger. They also have a 140 watt version available as well. You also have a USB-C cable which supports the 100 watts, full 100 watts, which we'll test again shortly. And you have the USB to iPhone lightning cable. So you can also buy these as well. And I'll show you how these work shortly once we move on to the next test. Just to give you a close-up of the power bank, you can see this is now charged to 100%. So we're going to go ahead and plug everything in. So on my phone, I'm down to 2%, so I don't have a lot left on there. On my watch, I'm also down to 2%. I have 27% battery left on my laptop. My iPad is down to dead. There's nothing left in here, so there's no power left at all. And basically, I have my AirPods here as well. I'm not quite sure what these are at, but I know they're not 100%, so these also need charging too. So let's go ahead and start plugging these in one by one. If we go ahead and plug the laptop in first, you can hear that go ahead, and while that's charging you can see how much power it's pulling. It's climbing slowly. It's at 15 watts at the moment, and it's climbing higher and higher. If we then go ahead and plug the iPad in, that will also start charging. So I can see the number 2 that's actually started going up, so that's picking up power now. My phone I'm going to charge on the back just here, and you can see that's just picked up there, which is great. I love the way everything just connects all together in one device. And then we have, unfortunately, I don't have a open up strap. Mine's a full strap. So the thing I have to do here is just go ahead and pop that on there. And that's actually charging. You'll probably just see that just there. And last but not least, I need a cable for this one because I don't have it. And if I go ahead and plug my AirPods in, just untangle all the cables that are here. If I go ahead and plug those in, we can see that is now going to be pulling some power as well. So if I quickly give you a close-up of this, you can see the MacBook Pro is taking 68 watts, the iPad is taking 43 watts, and the MacBook Pro is still climbing. And the AirPods themselves are taking less than 1 watt. Now that's either because they may be fully charged, I'm not quite sure, I'd need to check on the devices. But what I'm going to do, it's 3:13 right now, I'm probably going to give it about 15 minutes and I'll come back and see how we're getting on. You can see the power has already dropped to 97%, so that's already going down as we speak. The one thing I find really impressive about this is the fact that I'm able to charge 5 devices at once. So let's come back in 15 minutes and we'll see how well we are getting on. We are about 15 minutes in now, and I'm just going to run through all the devices. Just to start straight off, I don't think my phone was actually seated properly, so that hasn't charged as much, but we'll have a quick look at the other devices and see how they've got on. So we have my MacBook Pro, which is now at 46% after 15 minutes. We have my watch, which is at 11%. My AirPods, well, there's no way to really check, but there is an orange sign on there, so they're still charging. And my iPad, sorry, I should say, is at 14%. So everything is still charging, it's still going up. We're about 59% on the actual charger itself. So we've used a decent amount of power within 15 minutes. So we've used about 40%. Let's go ahead now. I'll let this run all the way through until the power bank dies, and then we'll see what the charge is for everything in total. So we're almost at the 40-minute mark, maybe a few minutes away, and we're down to 1%. So my laptop is up to 73% just now. The watch is at 18%, which you can see just there. The phone itself is on 14% and the iPad is on 38%. The AirPods are green now, so I'm guessing they are fully charged. But as I expected the laptop to pull most of the power because it's pulling up to 100 watts of power at any point. It's pulling around 60 now because it's probably getting towards the end of the battery life of this. One thing I did want to highlight is how hot this gets. So I have a little thermal tester just here. So we go ahead and put that on, and you can see that is about 46 degrees. So it feels fairly warm to touch. So it's not something that you would probably want to hold in your hand. Getting somewhere up to nearly 48 degrees as well, so you can see that on there. So this thing does get quite hot, so keep that one in mind when you do use this, or if you are looking to get one, you probably want to keep it on a desk. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take away these devices. I'm going to go ahead and recharge this and see how long that takes. It says that it can do up to 70% within an hour, so we'll go ahead and plug it in. I have the 100 watt gang charger, so we'll go ahead and plug this in via USB via the 100 watt port, and we'll come back in a little while, just like we've done previously, and see how long that takes. Just so you can see right now, we are coming up to the hour mark and we are already at 76%. So I did say earlier that you could get up to 70% within an hour. So with the charger at 100 watts, you can see it's 99.7. We are at 76%. So I'm going to quickly let this finish up and see how long it takes to complete the full charge. So the power bank has now finished charging, and it's taken an hour and 20 minutes roughly to fully charge to 100%. So that's using 100 watt power, charging this up, and you can see it on there that it was going at 100 watts. So my overall thoughts on this power bank. Well, it's definitely a big size and it's probably not the most travel friendly, but you can definitely travel with it and it does provide a lot of power. The fact that you can charge up to 6 devices at once is a big plus, and even if you are traveling with others, you can charge their devices too. I don't recommend to try and charge your devices while charging your laptop, as your laptop does pull a lot of power, as you saw in the demo. If you are charging just your mobile devices like your phone, your watch, your iPad and your AirPods, then this will be perfectly fine. It did get quite warm. I don't think 50 degrees is the end of the world. It is warm. I wouldn't recommend keeping it in your bag while you're doing it or keeping it in direct sunlight. It probably recommends to keep it out of there anyway. I would definitely try and keep it out in the open and on a desk or somewhere aired when you are charging. I like that you can use pass-through charging with this, so you can keep it plugged in while you're charging your other devices, so you can definitely do that. That's definitely a big plus for me. I like that you have pass-through charging option on here, so you can leave it plugged into the mains and pop your devices on here. But the biggest plus for me are these wireless chargers on the front. The fact that I can just pop my watch on there and my phone and they can go ahead and charge. I think it's great and it's perfect for what I need. There are a few areas of improvement like there are for any products. I think the front screen needs a little bit more information. You've probably seen it on the Anchor version where you have some times on there. That would be great, and something a little bit better to look at on the screen rather than just a blue LCD. But I do have a little secret. I do know there's a second version coming out later this year, so keep your eyes peeled for that review and hit that subscribe button. Hopefully this also includes Power Delivery 3.1. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you found this video useful. This is InsideWire, and I'll see you in the next one.